evening, everyone. My name's Joe Pisani. I'm the principal here at Massaponax. Oh, you'll have to clap for me. I just got some housekeeping stuff, if we could. In a few minutes, we're going to begin the commencement exercises for your graduates. So we're all very excited. They're all down the hallway, lined up, ready to come in. And I just wanted to remind everybody that we will be live streaming this graduation. Matter of fact, just so that you know, we have some parents that are overseas. They serve in the military, so we are streaming right now. There's obviously a little bit of delay because it's going. It's going to Germany, Afghanistan, Spain, Italy, and believe it or not, Hawaii. I asked to go to Hawaii. They told me I had to stay here. One of the things that I would ask is when we begin to read the graduates' names, and we move rather quickly through the beginning parts because everybody wants to see their graduate get their diploma. If you could hold applause and screaming out the names, because it'll make it difficult for those servicemen and women to hear their children's name called. So at the end, we're going to obviously get loud and get rowdy, and I applaud all that kind of stuff when we do that. But during that time when we're reading the names, if we could just hold back some of those cheers so that the folks overseas could hear their kids' names being called. And on that, I'm going to sneak away because I have to go lead the kids in here. So I'll see you in a few minutes with our graduates. Thank you for coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spotsylvania County School Board, Board of Supervisors, and special guests, please rise for the Massaponax High School senior class of 2013 and our administration and faculty. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors and our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2013, I'd like to introduce our senior class president, Ms. Tatiana Washington.
Welcome to the 2013 Massaponax High School commencement exercises. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors, followed by the singing of our national anthem by the senior vocal ensemble.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please remain standing for the posting of the colors. Thank you, and please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the following guests who are here this evening to help us celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2013. Please hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. As I please say your name, please stand. Dr. S. Scott Baker, Superintendent of Schools, Ms. Carol Flennard, Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction, Dr. Stanley Jones, Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction. School board members are Mrs. Amanda Blaylock, Chairwoman, Dr. James Myers, Vice Chairman, Mr. Linda Wieland, Mr. J. Gilbert Sue, Mrs. Dawn Shelley, Mr. Ray Laura, and our Board of Supervisor, Mr. Gary Skinner. You wave. Mr. Bill Blaylock. You may all please be seated. Thank you for joining us. We also are grateful for the presence of our families and our friends, our teachers, and our classmates. We are all united in celebration tonight. I am Tatiana Washington, this year's senior class president. Please allow me to reflect for a moment. When I was a child, one of my favorite pastimes was riding my bike. Every time I got the chance, I rode my bike to the library, up the street, or just around the neighborhood with friends. It was my means of transportation, and it became my absolute favorite activity as a kid. I'm sure if we all think back, we could remember first learning how to ride a bike. You go through many stages, from the time we take on the challenge of wanting to learn while having mom and dad help guide us, to the time we are finally able to pedal the bike on our own. This reminiscence of mine has great value because it makes me think of how similar our present-day reality is. Of course, these days, I pray that I won't have to ride a bike to get to my many destinations. There will be times, now that childhood is behind us, when we won't have mom or dad to come to our rescue, to help us up and to encourage us to keep pedaling. Those are the times when our inner being will show, times when we will discover what we are truly made of. Will we get ourselves back on the bike after falling unintentionally? Will we continue pedaling and keep moving forward? Yes. We must do so, for we all have a path to travel. We all have the capabilities of producing amazing achievements, and I firmly believe that the class of 2013 knows no limits or boundaries. May we all travel down our own paths and reach for success. The training wheels have officially come off, and you are officially in control of your own destiny. Thank you.
Some thank yous are in order. Thank you to our senior ensemble, great job. Also, thank you to our JRTC students. They snuck out the back door over there with their colors. They did a great job. Also, special thanks to our Panther Pride band that's playing in the room over there. By the way, they are a state Virginia honors band. Welcome to the 15th commencement ceremony at Massaponax High School. Another successful year celebrated by tonight's success. It's a recognition of the efforts of all these graduates. However, a school year would not be success without some other folks. My administrative team, Ms. Angela Cody, assistant principal, Dr. Christy Pitts, our instructional coordinator. She's been under the gun lately. We've been testing for the past few weeks. Mr. Stephen Hall, assistant principal, Mr. Robert McKetty, assistant principal, Mr. Gary Wintersgill, assistant principal, and Ms. Maggie West, our director of guidance, who has had a big hand in all of this that you see today. Also our school counselors, Ms. Kayleen Goodman, Ms. Sherry Bussey, Ms. Stephanie Marcel, and Mr. John Alexander. I would also like to thank the folks who plan all of this, Ms. Kimberly Kemp, Ms. Olivia Finnegan, Ms. Janice Craig, Ms. Lisa Quinton, and of course our senior advisor, Mr. Stu Flynn. Their efforts obviously are what you're seeing tonight. At this time, I'd like to introduce our superintendent of schools, Dr. Scott Baker.
I'm honored to have the opportunity to offer brief remarks in recognition of Massaponax High School's class of 2013. Let's give a round of applause to this outstanding group of students. For me, this year's commencement season is a special time as my daughter is also a 2013 high school graduate. Recognizing that she will be an audience member at a graduation ceremony, I asked her for her perspective regarding what she would want to hear or not hear from a superintendent, or in this case, her dad. She provided me with quick, straightforward advice and preferences regarding my comments this evening. First, she said, "Don't be boring and don't talk long. People aren't there for you." Thanks. Second, be real and personable. And third, she said, please do not talk about or reference me in the speech. Oops. Sorry, honey. So although I've already missed on one piece of the advice, let me share with you, class of 2013, some brief and real words of encouragement and advice that I would share with my own daughter. Ahead of you lies immense promise and possibility. Don't ever settle or go through the motions of school, work, and especially life. This evening, as you reflect on the substantial accomplishment and milestone of graduation, remember that it is truly a beginning and not an end. Finally, I encourage you to consider the words of author, poet, and philosopher Henry David Thoreau, who said, "Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined." It is again my honor to acknowledge the fine Massaponax High School class of 2013. I am extremely proud of what you have accomplished, and I wish you all the best as you move forward into the next exciting chapter of your life. Thank you.
I have a small tradition that I ask from each graduating class, and I do this in honor of my dad, who was a naval officer. So I'd ask the members of the class of 2013 who are going to be entering a military academy, military school, or the military, would you please rise and be recognized by your family and friends? Thank you, guys. To show that you are in a long tradition surrounding us are members of our armed forces who are currently serving and who have served. And if you would please rise, we'd like to give you a round of applause, too. It takes great courage and honor to serve our country, and it's because of you that we get to celebrate on nights like this. So, to those of you in the audience that have served, thank you. For our graduates, a heartfelt thank you, because you are our future and you are what is moving us forward. Every class has a personality, a common characteristic, that when you examine their collective endeavors and impact, it becomes evident that they hold this trait. For you, it's perseverance. The misconception of perseverance is that through struggle and strife, a person maintains a limited level of existence. However, that is not an accurate meaning of perseverance. The truth is that to achieve and truly thrive at a high level, one must persevere. This class has experienced the bitter taste of disappointment, the sting of defeat, and the sorrow of losing classmates that we all know and miss. But what separates this class from the thousands of other graduating classes across this nation is that they have embraced their passions, and through their individual and collective efforts, they have persevered, and they truly have thrived. These graduates, because of their determination, know the joy of success. They have experienced the thrill of victory and the pride of being recognized as the best. They have stood on the athletic fields, in the concert halls, and in the competition rooms, and have achieved because they refused to give in or give up. They persevered, and they have thrived. Because of their successes, This graduating class will live on in the stories of Massaponax history, and they will be the yardstick by which future classes shall be measured. I offer only one suggestion to the class of 2013. Always persevere and seek to truly thrive. It is because of your greatness that our collective futures are full of excitement and hope. On a personal note, as your principal, I'd like to say thank you, because in so many ways you have helped me to be a better leader and a better educator. And for that, I will always hold you in my heart. So congratulations and Godspeed in all you do. Congratulations. At this time, I'd like to welcome our salutatorian, Mr. Daniel Katz.
A man walks into a pet store and sees 3 parakeets. The first one costs $1,000. The second one costs $2,000. And the third one costs $10,000. He asks the owner about the price difference. The owner says, the first parakeet can recite Homer, and the second one can recite Homer in Greek. That makes sense, the man says, but why does the third one cost so much? The owner replies, no one understands what the third one says, but the other 2 call him Professor. There is a good reason these ceremonies are called commencement exercises. This is not the ending of something great, but the beginning of a wonderful journey. The future is not some place we are going to, but one we are creating. In the years ahead, become the best that you can be. Leave the safe harbor. If an opportunity presents itself, don't be scared to grab it. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. High school should be a time students are challenged, and Massaponax has not let us down. It has reminded us that in life, there are many unanswered questions. Why is there so much turmoil in the world? Why are the 2 parking lots not connected? Why can't we get change in the cafeteria? It's been a busy 4 years. Midterms, finals, quizzes, exams. I used to wonder why there are so many terms for tests. But now I know why. It's for the same reason Eskimos have so many names for snow. It's all around them. Some of our parents work for the federal government and have to deal with many 3-letter combinations, like DOD, EPA, and FDA. In high school, we had our own 3-letter combinations to deal with, like SAT, SOL, and GPA. Massaponax is a special place. Not everyone can attend here. Students here must be willing to work hard, dedicate themselves, and live south of the stop sign on Mine Road, but north of Guinea Station. We thought this day would never come. Now that we have finally mastered this place, we must leave our secure surroundings for unknown shores. As we venture along our separate paths, let us not forget the accomplishments and successes that we achieved. When we look back at our years at Massaponax, it will not be with yearning, but with pride and satisfaction. We are told that teenagers are difficult to deal with. Although this does not apply to us, we all thank Dr. Brasani, our teachers and counselors who maintain this wonderful environment. We also thank our parents for putting up with us even when we became juniors and thought we were smarter than them. We have been taught how to think and examine events critically. We are now smart enough to examine our surroundings and form our own opinions. If we were that man in the pet store, we would not pay $10,000 for the parakeet simply because others call him Professor. We would question whether his comments are truly wise and come to our own conclusions. My parting message to you is, may we have enough happiness to make us sincere, enough trials to make us strong, enough sorrow to keep us human, and enough hope to keep us happy. Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to introduce our SCA President for 2013, Ms. Caitlin Levis.
Hello. I was actually reminded to smile, so... Okay. Everything had already gone wrong, so we were set up for anything to start going right. Downtown Fredericksburg, art show, this Saturday. So I grabbed a friend and we went. The parking was horrendous. It was very humid, and we got stopped by a woman who thought we needed saving. Once we finally got to the park for the art show, there was actually no evidence that an event had even taken place at all. Bummed out and thinking our day had been ruined, I remembered that the farmer's market was opening today. So we cheered up and made our way there. But when we got there, the last vendor was packing up his truck. Now convinced our day had been ruined, we made our way back to my car. On our way there, we stopped and grabbed some coffee from Hyperion. And here's where our days turned around. Sipping our coffee, we looked across the street and saw Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, a local vintage boutique, where we learned about a local 8-bit concert that night. Neither one of us was familiar with this music, but at this point, anything sounded good to us. When we got there, the musicians were computer geeks, gamers, playing Super Mario and Link and Pac-Man, all while mixing the sound effects to produce a new experience in music. This shook the entire store. The volume was so loud that we became a part of it. What joy. Because everything had already gone wrong, we were open to anything going right. Allowing yourself to be open to possibilities lets you be spontaneous, which will result in happiness. Don't allow yourself to be stuck in a situation that makes you unhappy. You have the power to change. Be open, be spontaneous, and have joy in all your days. Thank you.
We started a new tradition last year where we have students audition to speak at graduation. And this year's commencement winner is Miss Katie Brennan.
Before I begin, I would just like to thank my family, friends, and faculty here at Massaponax. Without all of you, my fellow classmates and I would not be sitting here in these seats tonight preparing to walk across this stage and receive our diplomas. As I was growing up, my dad always had 3 simple rules for me. Slow down, take your time, and neatness counts. Now I know what you're thinking, these rules seem kind of silly, but anyone who knows me knows that these rules make complete sense. I've always been a very competitive child, and as I've grown, I've learned to channel this to my advantage. But one thing's for certain, I've always had to look back at these 3 rules. In kindergarten, which seems like just yesterday now, I had to be the first one done with my worksheet, no matter how ugly my picture came out. I never wanted to color in the lines because, well, it took too long, and I was always looking forward to recess. It seems crazy now that I wanted life to go by so fast. I wanted everything to happen in an instant, and here I am now, standing before you after 12 years of school on our graduation night. The day we've been dreaming about ever since we first stepped foot on that big yellow Twinkie bus picking us up for our first day of school. Tonight is the night that we, the class of 2013, can finally say that we made it, and we did so as a class. The great Dr. Seuss once said, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." And I quote this tonight because I urge you all to listen to these words. As you look at your fellow classmates beside you and think back on these last 4 years of high school, don't shed a tear, show those pearly whites and smile because you have made it. I know many people will tell you that these are the best 4 years of your life, but I really hope for you that they are not. I hope the long nights of homework, yearly SOL tests and essays have not been the best times of your life. I hope that you can look back on these past 4 years and say that they were simply building blocks for your future successes. No matter where your road takes you, I hope you can look back on this school and this class and say it was here that you made your start. With the help of your family, friends, and teachers, we have grown and we are now ready to go off and go after our dreams. Now let me go back to those 3 simple rules from my father, because as I have grown, these rules have grown with me. Their meaning has changed and become that much more important. Number 1, slow down. I hope you all will slow down and really take a look at the life around you. Appreciate all the little things and all the memories you made here at Massaponax. It was here that you have made memories that you will not make anywhere else. It's the little things that will be missed, from being told how it was another great day to be a Panther every morning, to painting ourselves teal and black and losing our voice at football games, the rush of performing with your fellow MP Squared members on the football field, acting in the school musical, the list goes on and on. These are the memories you'll be able to take on and pass with you. Now for number 2, take your time. Much like with the first rule, take your time and do the very best you can, no matter what the task is. Whether it's schoolwork or just being that friend that anyone can count on, always be there. Don't let life pass you by without reaching your full potential. Take time out of your day to enjoy yourself. One must work hard to play hard. And number 3, neatness counts. Oh, how I could stress this to you boys who still have handwriting that I cannot read, and teachers, I'm sure you will agree with me. Be proud of your work and of all the amazing things that you have accomplished. You know the story of the tortoise and the hare? Be the tortoise. Take a lesson from rule number 1, slow down, be neat, and in the end you will be rewarded. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering, Katie, where are you going with all of this? And I just want to stress to you all the importance of these 3 simple rules that I've been told my whole life and apply them to yours. You can never take life for granted, and speaking for the class of 2013, I believe it's only right that I point this out to all of you. Don't forget the people that we have left behind, and live every day from here on out for them. In everything you do, always give it your all. Honor them by living a life full of purpose and meaning, reach for your goals, and never give up on them. Finally, I want to congratulate every last one of you. These last 4 years of essays, worksheets, tears, smile, laughter, and love have been worth it. We made it. Tonight's our night. Here's to you, the Massaponax graduating class of 2013.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 2013 valedictorian, Miss Jenna Marie Boots.
I told everyone I wasn't nervous about this, but I'm realizing now that that was a lie, so bear with me. Faculty, guests, fellow graduates, I don't really know how I'm qualified to give this speech. I don't know who it was along the way in history that decided that because I have a high GPA, I automatically have understanding. I'm pretty sure most of you don't spend your Friday nights at home on the couch with your parents and your cats watching Antiques Roadshow. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I hope. So I was really at a loss for a while as to what to say to you. I stared at my computer screen until anything came to mind. And my cat mashed the keyboard a little bit before she snuggled with me, trying to help me. But I ended up erasing her gibberish because I figured none of you speak cat, so bummer. And I returned to square one, which was a glowing blank page on Microsoft Word that I was supposed to fill up with something enlightening. For anyone who is under the false impression that I know what I'm doing, I do not. And I think that's what should all give us hope and peace of mind. We're all in for a long journey in which we're all equally, helplessly lost. I'm telling it like it is, guys. People don't come pre-installed with GPS. None of us have an inkling of an idea of where we're going, even though you think you do. We don't know what we're doing, and we certainly don't know what it all means. But that uncertainty is what ultimately unites us. So love it, tangle with it, and embrace it. And remember that because we're uncertain, everything we experience from here forward is useful. Every failure, every crappy night spent in a weird airport, every person we meet, every sleazy table running job we work, every book we read, please read a few. All of it is useful. All of it is fuel. And even when we're experiencing something miserable, that misery is useful because how we overcome it will define who we become. We see the world through the eyes of more and more people as we go. Everything we've ever done brings us that much closer to becoming a fully formed person, one with his own distinctive outlook, his own voice, his own stories to tell, closer to becoming a person worth knowing with a life worth living. So maybe I don't know you, and maybe you don't know me, and maybe that's not really important. Because today, together, we're all a step closer, and that's something worth celebrating. So I hope that all of you are as happy as a giraffe with an acacia tree, a koala with a eucalyptus leaf, or a velociraptor with a piece of meat, whatever floats your boat. And then also, thank you to each and every one of you, even if I don't know your life, and congratulations.
Dr. Baker, guess what? It's that time. So if you and Ms. Blaylock could join me up here for the presentation of our diplomas.
I don't know. I didn't.
I know what they look like. They're not here. I haven't seen them. I didn't see them. I didn't see them.
Woo! Ready, Miss Cody?
Get lined up?
Yep.
Just start going. Just start going. Just do it. John Doe and... I guess, and then we're ready. We're ready? Daniel George Adams. If you all could hold your applause until we're finished. I want to just make sure everyone hears their students' names. You've been waiting 13 years to hear your students' names. Latasha LaShawn Alexander. Gotham Ali Sabani. Labanat Hanimshah Aliyu. Rachel Nicole Aldridge. Adam David Allison. Adriana Nadine Alsop. Joseph William Amick. Mona Bassam Amin. Reem Hisham Amin. Devin James Anderson. Nathan Isaac Duane Anderson. Andrea Del Carmen Aparicio Noyola. Stephen Arboleta. Isaac Maurice Ashton. Brandy Alexandra Ayers. Kayla Marie Bagan. Pedram Barami Pana. Patrick Sean Baker. Renee Marguerite Ball. Leighton Christopher Banks. Gregorio Cruz Barahona. Alexis Nicole Barksdale. Cameron McCall Bates. Shakarl Chance Batts. Damian David Beam. Nikita Benanula. Kelvin Darrell Beverly. Cameron Robert Blaine. Allison Elizabeth Blake. Shara Lindsay Bloxam. Landon Thomas Boland. Jacob Ezekiel Bonilla. Jenna Marie Bell Boots. Elisa Catherine Bostain. Adam Noel Bousquet Jr., Essence Brianna Bowling, Megan Elizabeth Bradshaw, Alex Michael Branham, Jeremiah Jacob Brannon, Catherine Lee Bray, Katie Christine Brennan, Brett Dylan Bridges, Matthew Kyle Brokaw, Chelsea Ruth Brousseau, Danielle Catherine Brown, Georgia Sue Brown, Trayvon Kwame Brown, Vincent Carl Breland Brown, Stephanie, don't mind them, okay? All right. Stephanie Kate Buckler, Brittany Nicole Bunch, Lorenzo Rafael Burgos, Michelle Marie Burnett, Carolyn Janae Rianne Burton, Alec John Butler, Derek E. Canaday, Jeannie Louise Kerlock, Megan Ann Carey, Alan Michael Carneal, Megan Amelia Carr, Yenny Yamaleth Carranza Perez, Taylor Chadwick Kartoski, Isaiah Paul Castle, Larry Chambers II, Watana Chamnantai, Jessica Haley Chapman, Chanja Chetri, Puspa Maya Chetri, Shavannah Antoinette Clark, Alexis Marie Clatterbuck, Flavia Jasmine Coelho, Mandy Michelle Cole, Paula Renee Coleman, Allison Marie Collier, Austin Scott Collins, Brianne Sky Comden, Andrew Ty Cooley, Jordan Nicole Cornell, Minnie Ann Cox, Kelly Rebecca Cranick, Archie Kimbrough Crawford III, Nathan Andrew Crawford, Justin Robert Croson, Eric Ray Crowder, Matthew Aker Cruz, Ryan Joseph Cunningham, Taylor K. Cutright, Hannah Lynn Dominski, Kaylee Taylor Marie Daniel, Dallas Alexander Daniels, John Tyler Danielson, John Nizgiman Danafodi, Alyssa Dela Cruz, Xavier James de Caceres, Joseph Kareem de Jesus, Miranda Lee Delaney. Sharon Shantae Dennis. Tyler William DeVries. Adam Christopher DeWitt. Francesca Elizabeth Deza. Jervin Alfonso Dominguez. Griffin Reese Dudley. Charles Demetrius Edwards. Michael Anderson Edwards. Justice Lynn Ellis Wright. Sarah Gordon Enders. Ariel Cassandra Engelking. Sarah Renee Ennis. Nana Ewell. Hannah Fango. Dalton Aaron Farmer. Elena Griffin Farmer. Ashley Simone Ferguson. Nathan Joseph Ferlazzo. Courtney Lynn Fettner. Emily Morgan Fisher. Jennifer Amber Fisher. Maya Renee Fisher. Kayla Brianna Flood. Catherine Lisette Flores. David Allen Flews. Hannah Dean Fogarty. Nicole Camille Fontan Sanchez. Cleandre Dion Foster. Joey Thomas Foster. Christopher Jamal Fountain. Leanna LaVey Fowler. Amber Marie Fox. Nicholas John Frady. Mark Anthony Franco. Mercedes Natasha Frias. Benjamin Willis Gates. Jaleesa LaGlory Gatewood. Gertia Gautier. Brittany Jean Gearhart. Laura Isabel Gilchrist.
Lisbeth Gomez. Sergio Emilio Gomez. Torres Curtis Grant Ellis. Alyssa Marie Green. Brandon Jovan Green. Connor Hampton Griffith. Nathan Lee Grosskopf. Matthew James Gillette. Caleb Ethan Hall. Shelby Caden Hall. David Matthew Halliburton. Barry Khalil Ham. Trevor William Hampton. Andrew John Hanson. Michaela Sue Harmon. Jared Lamont Harper. Nicole Shirley Harrell. Caitlin Ann Harrison. Andrew Ivy Hartman. Daniel Cole Hawkins. Miracle Elizabeth Hawkins. Montica Capri Hawkins. Dwan Eric Hurd Jr. Tori May Hebden. Trenton Cole Headings. Brenda Carolina Hernandez. Garrison Fidel Herrera. Stephanie Yolanda Hicks. Skylar Quentin Ehar. Jordan Elizabeth Hildebrand. Emily Wallace Hill. Joshua Michael Hillman. Brianna Paulette Holcomb. Philip Michael Holzknecht. Shakur Amos Hoosier. Kristen Elizabeth Horn. Connor Avery Hoster. Patrice Ashley Hounshall. Randy Scott Howard. Brevin Douglas Howell. Thomas J. Howell. Amanda Leanne Huber. Amberly Fa Dawn Humphrey. Daisha Huntley. Ryan Michael Hustwaite. Cindy Guadalupe Inglis. Crystal Natasha Jackson. Josh Jackson III. Meredith Claire Jackson. Philemon Quabena Jacob. Paige Virginia Jansen. Michaela Suzette Jenkins. Aaliyah Jasmine Joe. Casey William Johnson. Malik Xavier Johnson. Marissa Irene Johnson. Raekwon Markel Johnson. Randy Allen Johnson. William Theo Jolly. Ashley Nicole Jordan. Charles Aaron Jordan. Megan Lee Jocelyn. Jamar Jr. Joyce. Jakima Caritha Lintoya Joyner. Gianna Elise Judkins. Marjorie Mwewa Kalemwa. Daniel Tyler Katz. Christopher Roy Kazanjian. Frank Jehu Kerr. Andrew Martin Kelly. Jordan Ray Kelly. Jordan Renee Kilmer. David Joseph Kern. James Thomas Kirtley III. Kristen Shelby Kirtley. Joshabed Aful Kumson. Samantha Carol Kurth. Tristan Elizabeth Lane. Ebony Michelle Lawson. Damian Michael Leday. Jessica Grace Lee. Taylor Lynn Lee. Caleb Gien Yip Leung. Caitlin Nicole Levis. Caitlin Nicole Lewis. Jason Wei Lin. Alexis Ray Lindberg. Daniel Timothy Little. Savannah Cleola Logan. Angela Marie Love. Madeline Elaine Lynch. Megan Lynn McLean. Sydney Samantha McClay. Amanda Danielle Madigan. Jordy Madrid. Maxwell George Manchester. Brandy Marie Markham. Candace Marie Marshall. Lauren Elizabeth Marshall. Anika Olive Martin. Ashley Villar Martin. Patrick Demond Martin Jr. James Patrick Mason. Ashley Susan McAdam. Cody J. McFarland. Mark Alexander McGlynn. David Greer McIlvain. Ariana Christine McKnight. Maven Megan McKnight. Garrett Scott McManama.
She started with him, she ends with him. That's the deal.
Sho Takano Mendoza. Anna Morgan Meppen. Brandon Lee Messier. Michael Anthony Messina. Emily Rose Michael. Jessica Morgan Michaelback. Jason Ray Miles. Sarah Jeanne Miller. Taisha Shantoya Mills. Tracy Starr Mitchell. Andrew Stofko Morgans. Joshua Marquise Morris. Robert Brandon Morrison. Heather Christine Mosley. Alice Jean Moses. Charlotte Marie Moses. Andrew Alexander Moat. Nicholas Matthew Mueda. Cheyenne Marie Mulcahy. Destiny Elaine Mulcahy. Leona Darlene Mullins. Jacqueline Lane Murphy. James Frank Murphy. Corinne Nicole Musanti. Jasmine Monet Myers. Kane Vu Nguyen. Madeline Joelle Nicholas. Ashley Nicole Nyman. Dewan Mariano Norbury. Calvin Scott Northrop. Ricardo Alejandro Novoa. Maritza Yvette Nunez. John Alexander Officer. Javier Antonio Ortega. Savannah Brooke Osborne. Precious Angel Osario. Brianna Audrey Owen. Trayvon Jermaine Page. Patrick Stephen Palso. Aletha Ann Gail Parsons. Madison Lee Pasto. Stephen Jaquan Patrick. Savannah Jane Patterson. Osmond Rodolfo Paz. Alexis Ann Pennybacker. Tevin Davon Hiddleston Perrin. Erica Joy Payton. Keith Ryan Phelps. Joshua Andrew Phillips. Ryan Bennett Phillips. Panathita Phi Piakun. Michaela Ionde Price. Anna Sophie Prothman. Meredith Lee Pugh. Tyler Mackenzie Quick. Mackenzie Aaron Rains. Michael Alexander Ramirez. Branson Lee Ray. Nicholas Michael Raymer. Stephen Redfern Jr. Essence Denise Reeves. Charles Russell Riley. Lester Yozel Rivero Granado. Juana Rocio Roa. Mahogany Chantel Robinson. Cody Toshio Rock. Alexis Bennett Rodriguez. Richard Alexander Rodriguez. Marcos Antonio Roman. Victoriana Elaine Romero. Brady Michael Ronza. Deshaun Savad Samuels. Catherine Suzanne Samuels. Nicholas Troy Samuels. Kenneth Stefan Standers. Taylor Marie Santiago. Nicholas Joseph Santiso. Samantha Marie Santucci. Ashley Janae Satterwhite. Mitchell Corbin Saunders. Sterling Adelaide Shadowald. Carla K. Schooler. Kelly Marie Schooler. Cameron Matthew Schuster. Kendall Olivia Ann Scranton. Jacqueline Antonia Queen Seward. Sean Brody Seeley. Alexander Michael Self. J. Linnell Shaw. Jenna Marie Shimkoski. Nathan Lee Showmaker. Jessica Aaron Showalter. Maria Jane Schroep. Andrew Tyler Sigler. Matthew Allen Sigmund. Elizabeth Catherine Sims. Jacob Vance Sindler. Marcus Anthony Skinner. William Allen Skinner II. Thomas Alexander Smedick. Diamond Monet Smiley. Brianna Joy Smith. Franklin Cortez Smith. Jacob Paul Smith. Mackenzie Nicole Smith. Nigel Matthew Smith. Caitlin Brooke Summers. Kaylin Taylor Sonnenberg.
Courtney Lynn Spangenberger. Courtney Dawn Squires. Eddie. Shannon Lynn Stefaniga. Eddie Staggs. Taylor Nicole Stimpen. Sarah Lynn Stepper. Eddie Staggs. Sarah Lynn Stepper. Quentin Darius Steverson. Jacinta Ellen Stocks. Michael Anthony Stone. Ashby King Stork. Caitlin Elizabeth Stout. Elizabeth Elaine Stringer. James Hunter Strother. Clarissa Lynette Sturdivant Hamilton. Blake Woodson Sullivan. Jaden Elizabeth Sullivan. Kyle William Sumner. Austin Anthony Sutton. Tyron Eugene Sutton. Lexi Paige Swan. Daniel J. Sylvia. Tony Herman Talley Jr. Devin Thomas Tarulis. Diallo Jamal Taylor. Tamara Kiana Stephanie Thumb. Andrea Catherine Thompson. Jennifer Lynn Tobin. Sarah Elizabeth Tranter. Janiqua Marie Tyler. Kristen Brooke Tyson. Christian Zane Valadares. Allison Marie Van Reenen. Carlos Eduardo Vasquez. Xenia Karina Vellatoro. Dylan Blake Wallace. Jasmine Sierra Siobhan Wallace. Leanne Wallace. Brittany Nicole Waller. Darren Joey Deshawn Washington. Kanisha Maya Washington. Tatiana Patrice Washington. Connor Charles Weekland. David Charles Weber. Brandon Isaiah Webster. Tierra Monique Webster. Aaron Lee Wiseman. Shaquia Lavon Weldon. Andrea Siobhan Wells. Megan Elizabeth West. Jeremy Lane Wetzel. Johnny B. White IV. Tashana Jody White. Morgan Xavier Whitehead. Matthew Lee Alexander Weems. Jason Robert Wiley. Lauren Elizabeth Williams. Lorenzo DeLandre Williams. Trayvon Cordell Williams. Shimilimana Wiston. Elijah Marcellus Wolf. Autumn Elizabeth Wood. Laura Allison Wolfrey. Dakari Baite Wooten. Damon Vernon Wormley. Kevin Andre Wright. Justin Eric Wright. Trinity Ann Yancic. Long pause, delay. You ready? Okay. Logan Thomas Young.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from concluding tonight's commencements. I would ask one favor, if you could please remain at your seats until we recess the entire class out. But this is the moment that they've been waiting for. So, class of 2013, please rise. Wait a minute, we got to do it so that it's official. Hold on. Are you guys ready? By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia, the School Board of Spotsylvania County, the Superintendent of Schools, and on the recommendation of your faculty, I now declare you, the class of 2013, graduated!
George.